Hello, everybody, and welcome to day one of the Downwrite at Home Music Fest. I am Mark Rose, one of the original co founders here at Downwrite, and joining me all three nights of this event is my friend, Mr. Justin Warfield.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. My inaugural at home fest. This is exciting. My first one, first night.
Yeah, this is exciting. It's great to have you here. I'm excited for what we've got going the next few nights. We did our first at home fest right at the beginning of this awful pandemic that we're all dealing with, and it was really fun. It was really helpful, I think, to spread the word about the Downwrite platform and to give artists an opportunity to showcase and to talk more about what we do here with Downwrite. And I'm so happy that we're doing it again because, unfortunately, we are still in the midst of a pandemic, believe it or not.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's super exciting. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a great opportunity not only to get to know some of the artists myself, to allow some of the fans, some of the other artists to get to know the artists on the platform, and to get to see some good live music because ultimately that's the most prohibitive and hardest part, right? It's like we want to go
Hmm.
out, we want to see shows. Sometimes we want to see multiple acts. Festivals are getting tougher these days. So this is great. So you get to see like 3 nights of music with multiple acts, and that's exciting to me. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to be a fan and a participant and viewer.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And for folks tuning in, those who follow along with Downwrite, perhaps you're familiar with what Downwrite is, but there might be some new folks here, and it's important for us to talk just a little bit about the Downwrite platform, which is a space where you can collaborate directly with an artist and provide a backing story, inspiration, and opportunity for that artist to create a one of a kind original song, which they write and record. And it's great. It's great for so many reasons because in this digital era that we're in with everybody streaming, right? Record sales have kind of gone away, and songwriters need to find ways to supplement that lost income. And what better way than to directly support an artist you love by like literally collaborating with them with important moments from your life or your ideas, your concepts, and have them take that to create. It's like a creator's workshop where the artist gets paid. How do you like that?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, even, when people ask me what's downright, when they see that I joined the team, people are always asking me, and when I explain to them that this amazing, creator economy where musicians can create experiences for the people that support them and the people that put them in the position where they are, and the idea that the access that we can DM people we don't even know, the people who inspired us, who wrote the songs that shaped our lives, that scored the moments of our lives. The fact that we can reach out and DM those people, that we can like a picture of theirs, that we could message them in hopes that they reach us. The idea that now you could reach out to that person and say, "Hey, this song changed my life or scored my life or was a really important part of a pivotal time in my life. Can you write the actual song that scores the next moment?" Is just unparalleled access. And as an artist and as a songwriter, it's amazing, both with the ability to make a living doing music without somebody in between, taking the lion's share of it, a creator economy where a musician actually profits, and to be able to give something to the fan where a lot of times, as an artist, a lot of times the fans say, well, I want to do this, but where should I stream it? Where should I buy this? Because I want to help you. And I can't tell you how many times people have reached out to me and said that. And quite often I'm just like, hey, I just want you to like absorb the music and just take it in. But to have a direct path with no filter between to put you in touch with the fan so that you can create music, music to score the moments of their lives and create a unique sort of one of one bespoke custom experience for them. It's pretty revolutionary, and I'm excited to be a part of it, both on the A&R side as well as as an artist, as a songwriter.
Yeah, very well said. Justin has, joined the team here at Downwrite, heading up artist services. So, he's out there, connecting the dots, helping bring in talent, but also being an artist on the platform. So, that's super important. myself and Bob Nana, the other original co-founder, being musicians first, before we got into, tech and growing a company or, scaling a platform. It's always been about the music and the connection with the fans that have allowed us to be musicians for so long. So, that's not lost on us, and we're very grateful, to be a part of the platform on, both sides.
By artists for artists.
That's right. So let's talk about the show. So tonight we've got a handful of very talented artists who will be joining us, and we actually lined up a special message to talk about what you're about to watch. Check this out.
Aloha guys, this is Chef Graham Elliott here in Hawaii. I just wanted to welcome you all to the first day of the Downwrite at Home Fest. Obviously, there's nothing more important in the world than music. It brings us all together and it brings us each our individual joy. So I'd like to introduce you to today's lineup. We have Mark Rose. We have Thomas Ian Nicholas, a personal friend and a big fan of his. We also have Lauren from Worriers, and we have Jonah Matranga. So I hope that you're all having a great time. I hope you're staying safe, sending out lots of love and positive vibes, and rock on.
How about that? Chef Graham Elliott.
Endlessly good vibes.
Fan of the live stream. Fan of the music. Thank you, Graham. Well, he said it best. So we're gonna actually kick things off here, and I'm gonna play a song that I wrote for somebody through the Downwrite platform, and then I'll bring you on back here. We'll talk for a minute, and we'll bring in our first guest.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, y'all. This tune is a song request that I got right at the beginning of the industry shutdown, and it was a request about trying to make a real connection with somebody, but essentially through a screen, because at first, especially when things were all kind of on lockdown, that's what we were doing. We were spending time, I don't know, using video chats, Zoom, Google Meet, whatever you do. And, and on some levels, it was actually kind of amazing to reconnect with some people you maybe otherwise wouldn't reconnect with. And I hope that when things do shift back to whatever normal will be, the future normal that will be, that we continue to check in on people more often and spend more time, digitally, because you can be so many places you otherwise can't be. But anyway, wrote this one, and it's called Human Connection. Hope you dig it. Can this be the right place? 'Cause I'm on the wrong time. How do you spend your days now? 'Cause I'm losing track of mine. And you could say anything, and that would be just fine. Since you need your space, well, I'll give you all of mine. Tonight I need that human connection. Need to feel you, wanna move faster, run right to you. Gotta believe it, we can get through anything we put our minds to. When it rains, it pours, we stay indoors anyway. I'm waiting for your face to try all my worst lines, laughing at ourselves, hanging out online. And you could say anything, and that would be just fine. I'm comfortable in sweats with a glass of red wine. Let's stay close from a distance. Through our faith, we'll get through this. Tonight I need that human connection. Need to feel you, wanna move faster, run right to you. Gotta believe it, we can get through anything we put in mind to. When it rains, it pours, we stay indoors anyway. and this is just for now. This is just for now. This is just for now, for now, for now, for now, for now. This is just for now, for now. Tonight I need that human connection. Need to feel you, wanna move faster, run right to you. Gotta believe it, we can get through anything, anything we put our minds to. Human connection, need to feel you, wanna move faster, run right to you. Gotta believe it, we can get through anything, anything we put our minds to. When it rains, it pours, we stay indoors anyway. Thanks, y'all.
Dude, that was so good.
Thank you. It was odd. I had I had the equivalent of like stage fright when I'm playing to literally nobody. A screen. I mean, there's some viewers out there, but not to devalue the viewers, but you know what I'm saying. I'm like playing to a screen, and I'm like more nervous than if I'm on a real stage.
Sign of the times. But if I might nerd out as a fellow musician for a second,
yeah.
When it rains, it pours, we'll stay indoors anyway. I don't know if that was the tag or the refrain, but that is so good. Like that
Thank
is
you.
just like, it just takes me back to April of 2020. It's just a very specific moment of time, of sense memory, of the rare Southern California, Los Angeles rain, the sort of isolation of COVID, but also that craving for connection and interconnectedness, and just that thing that we all so desperately crave, that when you finally did see your friend or family, you would hug like you've never hugged before. And so the song is super evocative of that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm going for there, and yeah, that line sticks with me too. So I'm glad you picked up on it and you like it. I appreciate that.
And also it's really hard to just like be talking and then pick up a guitar and like sing perfectly in key and like play great guitar. So honestly, I'm like super impressed, and everyone else should know that is like really not the easiest thing in the world. So I applaud you, literally and figuratively.
Well, thank you very much, Justin. Appreciate it. And the thing is, I write this song for somebody via the Downwrite platform, and then it gets me thinking about how I actually want to like perform that song, and I want to tell people that story and why I wrote it. And I feel like, songwriting at its core, right? It's storytelling. And I feel like through Downwrite, you get to hear other people's stories and ideas, and that kind of just leads you down this path, right? You get to like, paint with somebody else's paints for a moment. And I think it's a fun challenge. And I hope artists enjoy it the way I do.
It's really amazing. I remember once there was like, I call them a friend because they're so much more than a fan, but somebody that came to every show in San Diego, every show in Southern California, just super devoted, and would send me birthday cards and Christmas cards. And once they sent me this really gorgeous Christmas card, and I don't always keep cards, but I for some reason kept it to the side, and I'd written a song, and I hadn't been writing songs for quite a while, and I ended up writing the lyrics on that envelope. And when I next saw that person, I gave him the envelope and I said, here, this is the original lyric sheet that was, for that song, and this is on your envelope. And that's the closest I ever got to something like that before this. Yeah. But now I could see how if somebody commissioned me and said, hey, here, I want you to write this song, and then I write it, to be able to perform that for them. And they're like, well, that's my story and your story. And that level of connection it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, that's, again, I think the beauty of the platform, right? It's that connection that you otherwise wouldn't have. So, yeah. So let's move forward in the show. Coming up next, we have musician, actor, director, friend of the platform, artist on the platform, Mr. Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Hey, what's going on? Thomas Nicholas here. Excited to be a part of the Downwrite Home Fest. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of all of last year, which we don't need to talk about. But, everything is getting better, but we can still do Home Fest, right? Anyway, the song I'm going to play today is my latest single, which will definitely be on my next album number 7. It's called Whatever It Takes. And the reason that I chose to play this song for you today is it's the first song that really caught the attention of one of my peers that I have a lot of respect for, and that is Ace Enders. Of course, you know him from the early November. And, when I dropped this song, he hit me up, and he was like, dude, I see what you're doing there, and let's write a tune together. So this song has been approved by Ace Enders, and that's why now, thanks to Downwrite, we're going to offer this exclusive collab sort of commission on Downwrite, where Ace and I will write a song that you get to be a part of. You can help decide the direction that it's going to go and what it's going to be about, and make it a possibility. And we're gonna limit it to just one or two. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Who knows? Ace and I could get together in Philly and write a whole album. But in any case, here is the tune that caught Ace's attention. It's called Whatever It Takes. I've been running in circles. I've been banging my head against the wall all day, just trying to find a way to keep you out of trouble. I'll be hiding my heart under my sleeve. You'll see there's still possibility. It's okay, it's all part of the game. Whatever it takes to get through. Whatever it takes to get through. Laugh in spite of the drama. I've been dealing with bad stuff every day. Someday I'll be putting out the flames. There's a simple solution when it feels like my world is closing in. Just breathe. There's still possibility. It's okay, it's all part of the game. Whatever it takes to get through. Whatever it takes to get through. I will walk through the fire. I will hold my head up high. I will do what it takes to get through. It's okay, whatever it takes. It's okay, whatever it takes. It's okay, it's all part of the game. Whatever it takes to get through. I'll pretend, paint my smile till it ends. Whatever it takes to get through, whatever it takes to get through. Whatever it takes to get through. There you go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more amazing artists, more downright amazing artists.
Thanks, Thomas. That's super cool that he's doing a collab with Ace Enders, and I hope we can get Ace Enders to just stick around on the platform for a while.
For sure.
Yeah. Thomas is one of the most hardworking and talented, folks that I'm, friends with. And, I've traveled around with him before playing acoustic shows. I've helped him do his full band thing here in Chicagoland with some folks who played in my band. He's always working hard. He's always hustling. He's also making movies at the same time. So, super cool that he's taking time to join us tonight. And also, I'm super stoked on his collab with Ace. I think that's going to be really rad.
Yeah, the collaborative nature of what happens with Downwrite, just like in normal songwriting sessions, is one of the coolest things. And just the extended family and the big reach that we have is pretty exciting. And then we put all of our worlds together and we have this amazing, I don't know, it's just like the perfect playlist,
Well said. Perfect playlist. I like that. We should coin that. Joining us next is Lauren Denitzio, and excited to talk with her. Interesting circumstances, for her right now. So let's catch up and see what's going on. Hey.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
Doing okay.
Okay. Yeah. Right. All factors considered.
Yeah. No, but psyched to be here. I just got home from tour yesterday, so it's nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Yeah, so you were out with your project Worriers, right? Like your full band project, and tell us a little bit about that tour. I know you were supporting the Menzingers.
Yeah, we were out with the Menzingers and also this band, the Dirty Nil from Canada, and that was about a month-long tour. We hadn't been on tour or played full band since March of 2020. So we were just so excited to get to go back out there. And I've known the Menzingers for a long time. So it was really great to, get in the van again and be on tour with your friends. And I don't know. We were just really excited. And it was also the first time we'd played a lot of the songs off of our most recent record live. So, because that came out right before lockdown and everything. So the whole thing was just great.
Yeah, that had to feel good to just be on stage again, after such a long wait. I'm unsure if that tour had been rescheduled and canceled and rescheduled, but by the time it finally started, it probably felt like it had been forever.
Yeah, no, exactly. Totally.
Yeah. So that said, you said you're back from tour, and I know that tour is still going for a bit. So, as we were talking about earlier, with the industry being in such a difficult place where folks, need to get back out there, they need to perform, they want to perform, support their livelihood and otherwise. But unfortunate circumstance for you, and you had to head home from the tour a little early.
Yeah. About probably a week before the tour was supposed to end, I actually did end up getting COVID, and definitely did not feel well and definitely had to drop off those shows. Luckily, there were only 4 shows left in the tour. Unfortunately, 2 of them were in New York, where we're basically from. So that was a really big bummer, but I'm just glad that we didn't have to miss more of it. And everybody else on the tour was fine. Everybody else was super safe. I don't know why it picked me, but yeah, after a year and a half of not playing, it was just so disappointing. But we got a solid 2.5, 3 weeks in there. So I can't complain that much. I'm just grateful to be able to have been on tour for a little while.
Yeah, Yeah, I can imagine. And, I know, Justin, I know you had to, cancel some dates as well, just, preventatively. And it's just, it's a
Yeah.
difficult time for musicians across the board. And it's like walking on eggshells out there, right? Every night, every venue, every city, what's it going to be? What's going to happen? Is it going to go on? Is it going to get canceled? So, good on you, for making the best of it.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I will say that things felt like everybody was being as safe as they could be. So I definitely want to, thank everybody involved and everybody who came to the shows for, trying to be as good about it as they can. And I'm excited that we have another tour coming up next year, and friends and bands and things, and everybody's continuing to tour and make it happen. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was really excited when you joined the Downwrite family, and I know that you have actually been taking commissions for a while now, but in a kind of a different creative space, right? Because you create art for people. Do you want to tell folks a little bit about kind of how you go about that?
Sure. Well, I mean, I have an art and illustration background, so I mean, I've been drawing and painting and making merch for people, and private art commissions, and illustrations in magazines and things, like, for a long time. And it's it's been great in the past few years to do a lot more private commissions on the visual art side. And I mean, a lot of people know me from the music side of my life, but it's been a lot of fun to be able to kind of build my life around just like making things for other people. So being able to join Downwrite it just seemed like such a natural extension of that. Like, I'm used to collaborating and kind of getting somewhat random commissions from people where I don't necessarily know what's going to come down the pike. So yeah, no, I was excited to add songwriting in there too.
Yeah, it's like the merging of two concepts that you're already kind of doing, right? You're writing songs and you're taking commissions for art and illustration. So why not hybrid? And I forget,
Yeah.
do your packages include you doing any kind of artwork, or is that something we should figure out how to offer?
I think I should probably figure out how to offer something more specifically on the art side. I definitely have like handwritten lyrics are a part of it, but it is something that, if people are interested in commissioning me for something, that can be a part of it, like some sort of art or print or something like that. um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you told me, like, how things kind of at the very end there had to, whether your schedule had to shift a little bit to get home and miss those shows, I was like, well, I'm happy that you're still able to join us for this quick chat, because I want folks to know you're available, and maybe we can help supplement some of those shows that you had to cancel, and that lost revenue with a commission or two to keep you creative and keep things moving.
Yeah, no, I'd certainly like that. And yeah, as of today, basically, I'm available again to to keep writing. So yeah.
I also
Yeah.
love the idea that as somebody with a graphic and visual and illustration background, that in the days when we used to even just like jewel cases or slip covers, not even harkening back to vinyl, when we used to get a record and we would look at it, this tactile thing. I love the idea that whether it was handwritten lyrics or whether it was an illustration or whatever sort of custom thing you wanted to do with something that you would do, I love the idea that there's always a visual component, because so often it's like it's an avatar or it's like a loop on like a streaming service. So I love the idea that there would be something physical included with it. And I'm sure your fans would just absolutely love that.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I definitely would love to make something like that happen for sure.
Well, let's make it happen. I hope someone from our team is sharing out your profile link into the chat right now. But yeah, I mean, excited that you're a part of things here. Really appreciate you taking the time. Hope that you bounce back soon, and that you're feeling all right.
Thanks. Yeah, no, getting there for sure.
Yeah, where can people follow along with you?
um, our website is warriorsmusic.com, and all on social media, our handle is just Warriors Music. So you can find me at those spots.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Great. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
You're
Take care.
welcome. See ya. Lauren, Denitzio, everybody. Yeah,
Oh, great.
what a bummer about having to, you know, pull off those shows, but you know, these are the times we're in.
Yeah, it really is just such a sign of the times, and it's just like I despise the two phrases that I really don't like coming out of 2020 are pivot or the new normal, but they're so appropriate, and this really is something that we just have to sort of adapt to, and it is the case where I speak to booking agents all the time who are saying like, I'm canceling tours and festivals left and right, and people are coming back from tours, and half the band is fine, somebody's sick. There's no rhyme or reason, and so ultimately, I think any way that an artist can still get the pleasure of connecting with their fans, doing what they love and what they were born to do, and as well as being able to support themselves is great. And I'm happy that we provide at least one outlet so that they can do that. And, just making people aware that like, it's really hard. Like for some artists, it's like you make a record and then you tour. And if you don't see them at the merch booth and if you don't see them on stage, they're not earning. And so there's not that many ways for artists to do it. And, in a time when artists are being marginalized and devalued, and it's really tough to make a living as an artist, or other services that they do it for ostensibly minimum wage, which, as we know, is why we become musicians. So we don't have to work minimum wage. It would be nice to be able to be taken care of, to do something special for someone. And I think that that's cool. And also, like, I know 3 people that are doing like either oils or acrylic painting right now online, people with backgrounds in it, people that aren't, and that just adopted it during the lockdown. So I think it's great that that Lauren's able to, supplement their income that's lost from touring, from doing either songs on Downwrite or from doing their art. So it's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. I need to mention that each night of the Downwrite at Home Fest, we are giving away $500 towards a custom song commission on the platform. And for everybody who's tuning in right now, it's super easy to enter. So you just need to, for starters, you got to follow us. But then just drop a comment and tell us where you're tuning in from, where you're watching from, and use the hashtag Downwrite at Home Fest. And we will be selecting a winner. Following along with that hashtag, we'll be selecting a winner from there for each day of the fest. So follow us, leave that comment, tell us where you're watching from. Hashtag Downwrite at Home Fest, 500 smackers towards a custom song request.
I want to know who they're going to commission. I'm very curious. I have some ideas.
Maybe Lauren.
Maybe.
We'll be right back in 1 second. All right. So I'm going to do another Downwrite song for y'all, and then we're going to bring in our friend Jonah. And this one's really special to me because it was a good friend of mine who put in this commission long while back, early Downwrite era. And the idea was that her and her siblings were going to get a song for their mom, and they were going to gift this song at their holiday party. And they actually ended up bringing me in to perform it live at their holiday party as a special guest. And, these siblings are spread out all over the country and world, so they don't get to, spend as much time with their mom as they would like to. And I wrote this song for them called Home is Where Your Mom Is, and it goes like this. You're somewhere with the flower in your hair, unless you gave it to someone and now it's no longer there. Glow stick nails when you've had yourself some drinks. Never care what people think. Homemade lasagna for a week. No matter how far apart we may be, we're closer than we may seem. You're on our minds and in our hearts too. We're sending you love, love, love from Moscow. And some love, love, love from New York and Chicago. And some big love by way of Minneapolis. Because your home is where your mom is. And hey mom, it feels good to be home. We started on Devon's Brook Drive in St. Louis, then took our show up 55. We landed on Dakota, we circuit on Millfield, where we would spend some time. No matter how far apart we may be, we're closer than we may seem. You're on our minds and in our hearts too. We're sending you love, love, love from Moscow. And some love, love, love from New York and Chicago. And some big love by way of Minneapolis. Because your home is where your mom is. Your home is where your mom is. Your home is where your mom is. And hey mom, it feels good to be home. It feels good to be home. It feels good to be home.
Then right back on with the headphones and just like, where's all the hats? Amazing.
Home is where your mom is. I have a theory that that's like on a coffee mug somewhere. And if it's not, I think I know what I need to do.
I think I know what you're doing for the holidays. That's a winner. That's a great tune, though, honestly. That's really, really beautiful song, dude.
Thank you. Yeah. Sending you love from Moscow. How about that?
I related. I know what it's like to make the long call back from Moscow.
Yeah. So our final guest this evening is a very, very talented singer-songwriter who's been a part of so many important bands and projects to so many folks. Jonah Matranga. Yeah, seminal, that's the word. Jonah Matranga. You may know him from Far or his solo project, A Onelinedrawing. I got to spend some time with him on the road when he was with his band Gratitude, new and original. The list goes on. And my gosh, he is an artist on Downwrite, and you can collaborate with him. I'm going to bring him in now. Jonah.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Justin.
How you doing?
Pleasure.
Life is good, man. You know, getting through, making lots of music, just doing what we can do. That's all we got, really.
Yeah.
How y'all holding up? That was a sweet song, Mark. That was really cute. I love that. That was really...
Thank you. Yeah. Well, holding up just fine. You know, I think it's keeping busy with Downwrite stuff. You know, it gives me it drives me. You know, like I love the connection. I love trying to help artists, and it gives me something to look forward to. You know, every day. How can we make Downwrite bigger and better and get more people involved?
Love it. And Justin, I'm really digging your Funkadelic situation. I way the fuck back in 92, I took a Clinton Gore sticker and cut it up and made it into George Clinton 92, like doing an anagram. So
that's amazing.
Seeing them, They were the only band I've ever seen. The audience didn't get sick of them. Everyone was loving it, but they literally exhausted the audience. It was the most astonishing thing. They started at like 10 p.m. and they were still going strong at like 2:30, and all the drugs in the world could not keep me going. And it was just, I was very impressed with all of them forever. They taught me about energy and music. So that's what I think of when I see that. So I'm glad you have that there.
All right. I mean, for me, it was just a promotional item from 1978 that my dad gave me that was sort of my Wooby blanket that I
That's a
found on
great
eBay through the magic of
story. Oh my
online.
God. Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
a great story. I'm so happy
My
that I clocked it.
long lost thing has come back to me through the magic of eBay, and now it's connecting you to rock and roll and funk history. So there you go.
Amazing. Yeah, no, I grew up on them and just have a deep love. So that I'm really happy I noticed, and thank you for the story. That's awesome.
Jonah,
Thank you for being here and doing this.
Yeah, Jonah. So I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
while you're new to Downwrite, the concept of Downwrite is not new to you because you've been collaborating with fans with commissions, for years.
Yeah.
And
Gosh.
I would love for you to just, talk for a minute about what that process is like and why you do it and what comes of that for you.
Yeah, so I mean, ever since the internet, um, I I haven't been super fascinated or impressed with the sort of like scream it out to the world thing that has of course happened as the internet has grown. Um, and I've always been so excited about the possibility of connecting with one person personally, quickly, with miles not being an issue anymore. It just, right from the start, it just blew my tiny mind. And I mean, when I'm going to age myself, but I don't care. Like from the start, I mean, from kind of the start of when this whole thing got popular, like early 90s, I was right on it. So psyched to send an email. And so the long story short, I just was so in love and have stayed so in love with directly connecting with people through this technology. It's just thrilling to me. I've been spending all afternoon packing orders in my garage, and I just really love every bit of the direct connection. And I also love the possibility of the internet, which maybe it's just growing into it now we'll see what happens with metaverse land and NFTs and stuff. But for artists to really truly be self-sufficient with no middle entities between them and the people that want to hear their art or experience their art in whatever way. And so unique recordings is what I called them. And the minute I got it in my head that rather than trying to make 1,000 CDs and sell them for $10, I could make one piece of music for someone and sort of more like a painter would be commissioned, that I would just make them a piece of music and they'd pay me what they could afford. And I'd keep going and they'd have a special one of a kind thing. It was so fascinating to me. So I've been done hundreds of them. And so I'm really happy to see that Downwrite is sort of growing into this neat, beautiful platform to do it, because I do love also when the internet makes great platforms for artists to be a part of that are equitable for everyone. It's a real wonderful thing when that sort of thing can happen. So way to be.
Well, that's the key, right? That it has to be equitable for the artist, because
Yes,
ultimately, kind of what you're talking about is almost the old school model of when there were patrons of the arts, and people would say, "I love you.
exactly.
Come play piano or come play your
That's it.
cello in front of me, and I want to hear you." And
That's
and
it.
and when somebody can support you directly, whether it's buying a ticket to your concert or buying a shirt from your merch booth, or saying, "Hey, I'm in Cleveland. You're in Northern
Yeah.
California. Like, write me a
Yeah.
song," and like
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
really special. You nailed it.
Yeah. It's a thrilling thing. And yeah. And Mark, you and I have had such wonderful conversations about this as Downwrite has gone through this sort of maturation process into this sweet creature that it's becoming. And it's been really great to talk with you about artist equity. And I, I, for a long time, I've been really interested in artists speaking up for themselves and making a little world for themselves that we can make our own loot and not need anyone, because that's what the internet makes possible, truly. And along the way, I've just made some wonderful friends and partners, and and this is feeling like a great start to this too. So
Yeah.
Go us.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I feel like this concept is such a good fit for you because, well, having gotten to tour with you a bit in 2005, but more
Yeah.
importantly, having seen you do, a solo show at Shuba's in Chicago, the thing that really, stuck with me from that performance was the show itself was good, but after the show, you stood there and talked to every single fan who wanted to talk to you until they were kicking everybody out of the venue, and
Yeah.
you were just like asking the security like just for another moment or two before they moved everybody along because
Yep.
folks who've been following you and your music, you're important to them and they want to talk to you, they want to connect with you, and now they have that outlet. And I know you've always given them that in the past, but now we can hopefully take that to the next level.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and again, there's a million ways to do this stuff. And I have always enjoyed it when different platforms and ways have come along on the internet that have made it really easy and accessible. Because again, back in the day, it was a real thing to like it wasn't difficult to connect with people, but to build a website, for instance, even to get a domain, there was a time when that was a serious struggle. So I've always appreciated when platforms and entities have come along to make it easier for the artist to do it without taking too big a bite, which is that's the magic balance.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's just the music is the joy of my life, and second only to creating it, to the idea arriving, is the sharing of it with people and having. I mean, I made my first cassette in college, and I will never forget the feeling of a person saying, "Hey, I was listening to your music on the way to school today," and I was just so psyched that I didn't have to be there for someone to have the music in their life. And so yeah, unique recordings and what you're doing at Downwrite and like that's the whole thing of making a custom recording for someone. This is a thing that they get to have forever. And
right.
I just adore that idea of being in someone's life. I love keeping in touch with people, but we don't ever need to speak again. We're connected through this forever. And I'm a bit of a romantic about it, but yeah, so I love it.
Yeah. That's perfect, is what that is.
Super well said.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
So y'all tuning in here know where to find Jonah at Downwrite,
Yeah.
and collaborate on something special. Let's check out this performance. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, let's make stuff.
Thanks, man.
Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having fun. Just want to sing you this one. It has gotten me through decades of not being sure what to do next. As far as I can tell with the future, there's two choices. There's be afraid of it or be curious about it. So this is me trying to stay on the curious side. And hope you dig this, and I'd love to help you write one as well. It's called Tides. This time next year I won't be here. By then I swear I'll be somewhere. I rely on this, I rely on this, I rely on this, I'm standing on top of a tall pole, trapeze, still air, and me there, wondering, will I jump or won't I? Will I jump or won't I? Just show up, there is time. Just walk in the light, and all you desire will rise me as much as anyone. I do think it's true, though, and in the years since I've written this song, it has turned out to be true. And if I just show up, there's time. There's time for you too. This time next year, I won't be here. By then, I swear I'll be somewhere. This time next year, I won't be here. By then, I swear I'll be somewhere. La da 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 da. I love singing songs so much. Helps me through so much. Let's make some together. Take care. Oh yeah, I'm Jonah.
Okay, be right back. I'm just gonna go commission Jonah.
I mean, just mesmerizing. It's crazy.
Yeah, wow, it's a great tune. Wow, that really took me somewhere. Thank you, Jonah.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up day one, I got two things for you, Justin. The first thing
All right, let's
is,
go.
I think I told you, but we're giving away $500 towards a custom Downwrite song commission. So we're doing that each of these 3 nights, and it's so easy. If you're watching, if you haven't, please follow us and then comment with where you're tuning in from with the hashtag Downwrite at HomeFest. And we will be selecting somebody from each of the 3 nights, crediting them $500 towards a commission with one of our very talented artists. That was the first thing. The second thing, Justin, the second thing is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we've got a great lineup. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to get a performance from you.
I feel like that's true. I feel like it's not just rumor. Yes. You've raised the bar though. The Jonah and the Mark Rose originals. It's going to be tough, but I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try my version at a at home fest production. I'm really excited to be a part of it. I have to say, the more I learn about the people involved, the more I learn about the artists and what it means to them in the process of making songs, their songwriting, their craft, and doing it for those people who care about it and who are invested in them emotionally and who are the fans who commission them. The more I learn about the culture surrounding Downwrite, and the more I watch it all evolve, it's just a terribly exciting time. And I'm not just saying this, it's like anything that's pro artists, anything that empowers artists, anything that fosters and nurtures creativity, and anything that gives the artist that sort of freedom and control, I'm always for. And I'm really just, it's really a pleasure to be a part of this. And I'm so excited that we get 2 more days of this.
Yeah, totally. Well, appreciate you very much, man. And yeah, this is fun. Looking forward to it. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. And we've got Emily H. performing, Nathan Graham, Jessica Von Rabbit, the Lady Tigra, and Mr. Justin Warfield.
I'll try and live up to it.
And y'all know where to go, downwrite.com. Collaborate with an artist that you love, support them, inspire them, and be a part of something special. So I'm Mark Rose. This is Justin Warfield. We will be back for the next 2 nights for day 2 and day 3. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.